Sam and Rob Madigan's attorneys and himself asked for a 10-minute recess, a break to confer before we learn his sentence, and we are just minutes away from that. Keep in mind, he is 83 years old, making any prison sentence a real impact here. Madigan was convicted on 10 counts of bribery, conspiracy, and other corruption charges. The judge says, according to the statute, the advisory range for sentencing here is 105 years, although that is not binding. Even though the guidelines top out at $500,000, statutory max there, fines could go all the way to $2.5 million. Prosecutors, as you mentioned, asking for a 12.5-year sentence and a $1.5 million fine. Judge Blakely going through his reasoning for about 3 hours so far, explaining all of the background for his decisions and his enhancements, grouping the ComEd bribery conspiracy charges together, looking at whether Mike Madigan perjured himself when he took the stand, which he said he did, and separately trying to secure illegally a seat for Danny Solis on a state board. Of course, Solis then turning into an FBI informant that produced many taped recordings and conversations that were used against Madigan at trial. So Judge Blakely saying that each crony that Madigan tried to get a no-work job for at ComEd constituted a separate instance of bribery, enhancing those guidelines. That's partly why they're so high. And whether he committed perjury, Blakely said if a defendant decides to take the stand and tell the jury a story, he does so at his own risk. The court finds the government has carried its burden and established that Madigan willfully gave false testimony, finding countless examples of Madigan making false claims, lying on the stand during his testimony, and now that risk that he took to take the stand is coming back to bite him. Legal experts that we spoke to said that was the only way, taking the stand, the only way for Michael Madigan to potentially get an acquittal, and now it's only enhanced his sentence. Those enhancements go even further because Blakey, the judge in this case, says as leader and organizer, he was the central command post, Madigan was, of the entire bribery scheme, but for his leadership role in it, none of this would have occurred. Prosecutors saying at the pinnacle of power, he worked to enrich himself and his associates, bribery, conspiracy, and fraud. He lied about all of those things on the witness stand. His conduct hurt residents of Illinois who deserved honest government, even referencing Rod Blagojevich, saying that governors come and go. He stayed. He fit right into the mold of another corrupt leader in Illinois. The defense, for their part, said, today, Judge, mercy is justice. And based on the life that Mike has led and the people that he has helped for decades, Mike deserves mercy today. Obviously, there's so much more that we're going to look into once we find out what this verdict is and what, not rather the verdict, but what this sentence is. And that is going to be coming in just a few minutes. Of course, we'll bring it to you live right here on the news. I'll send it back to you from the Dirksen Federal Courthouse.